Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner podcast.
Good morning and welcome to the ordinary daily version of the Ordinary Marathoner podcast. My name is Scott. I'll be your host today. It is June 5th. June 5th. Wow, it's going fast. 53 days from Ironman Lake Placid. Today is a good day, folks. It is a very important day. It is a day we have marked on our calendars. Well, actually, we didn't mark it on our calendars because I didn't know when I was going to be done. But we will be releasing later this morning, we'll be releasing the slideshow video from the 2019 Ordinary Marathon where we raised over $1,000 for the SAM Fund. I want to thank all of you guys for participating. This kind of marks sort of the final thing that we had to do to finish this year's race off. And man, it was really a great experience putting this video together. I can't wait to get it out there and have you guys watch. I had to make some edits on the photo, so I'm sorry I didn't get everything in. I know Scott Frassard, he was like, dude, you forgot my picture. Where's my picture? You got to use my picture. He actually wasn't like that. He sent me a couple in case I needed some extras, and I didn't use them. So apologies to Scott, but and to some of the other people, I had to make some editorial choices. I tried to get everyone's picture in there. So hopefully I did a good enough job. Hopefully if you're in the race, you see yourself, and you put pictures out there, hopefully you see yourself at least once or twice in there. But I think it's okay. I think you guys are going to like it. We'll release that later this morning. And we've actually already opened registration for the 2020 race. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen. So for the next 2.5 weeks or so, registration for 2020, early registration is open. So you can go to the website. I'm going to put the link up there. I'll put the link up there with the podcast and the video. Right now, I think the only place you can get to it is ordinarymarathon.com. If you go to ordinarymarathon.com, you'll see a register here button that you'll be able to click and get over to the registration page. But if you want to wait until we post this thing, and you can, I'll put the link in there as well. Very excited about this, guys. Very excited. So the reason we've opened up registration so early this year, twofold. Number one, we really like to get an early heads up on on numbers and how many people we're going to get involved, and we'd really like to kind of build it up year after year after year. So we're hoping we get a good showing for early registration. This year, we're going to be giving away, and really it was Nick from Ascension Multisport is giving away a Garmin Vivo Active 3 watch. It's a really nice watch. Stephanie has one. It's beautiful. It's one of these watches that it's an athletic watch. It's a GPS watch. Has a lot of different functions for your running. And it also looks pretty cool. Like you could wear that thing into a business meeting, you'd be fine. Very snazzy looking watch. It's nice. It looks, I'm not wearing my 920 XT, but that one's cool. It goes underwater, all that good stuff. And I think this one goes underwater too, but it looks more like an athletic watch. It's not something you'd wear into a job interview or anything. But this one it's a beautiful watch, and I thank Nick at Ascension Multisport for donating it to the cause. We're going to have all that being released later this morning into the day. We'll be posting it on social media, all that good stuff. And once you see the video, I think you're going to be like, wow, this was a really special event, and glad you got involved. I'm glad you got involved. And I thank you again from me and Stephanie and really all of us involved, the SAM Fund. We all thank you guys for being involved and helping support the SAM Fund and celebrating the sport of running. So let's get on with it. June 5th today, 53 days until Ironman Lake Placid. A year ago, or it's a little yet less than a year ago, when I DNF'd this race last year, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting to be by now. I kind of feel like I would have hoped I would have been in a little bit better shape, but it's funny. Like the last few months, all of my workouts are geared towards one thing. It's how do I feel? Do I feel ready to do a full Ironman? Do I feel good about it? Do I feel confident? We've done this up and down confidence. It's kind of weird. And it's weird having that race, that goal race, where you just focused on this one race. And I think sometimes you lose the enjoyment of just going for a run. And I've been so analytical with every workout just trying to see, all right, hey, how do I gauge this? Am I on target? Am I on track for finishing? Certain statistics, yes. And certain statistics, no. And certain days I feel great. Certain days I feel like I'm in trouble. Yesterday was a great day. Yesterday was, in terms of training, was a complete day. We did yoga in the morning. I finished day 29 of my 30-day yoga, say it with me, journey, 30-day yoga journey. Thank you, Adrian. We have one more day left to go. Probably hit that this morning, trying to get that out of the way. I then jumped on the bike, on the Zwift bike, indoors. It was about 6:15. I know it was 6:15. Why? Because I did a Zwift race. So they get a whole lot of bikers, cyclists together. They do a race. I say bikers and I think motorcycles. Cyclists together. They do a big race. And it really forces you to push yourself and challenge yourself, that you're in with a crowd and you don't want to come in last. At least that's my goal, never to come in last. And really the crowd can vary depending on the race. This race was kind of small. My group, which is the D group, which is like the smallest or the least expert, I guess. I came in second out of 8. So there are 8 people in the group. I came in second. The person who won actually may have been disqualified because they should have been in the C group. But I felt great about my ride. I pushed myself really hard. And those of you guys who know cycling, you know the term FTP. Zwift calculates your FTP for you. And after the race, my FTP bumped up automatically from 224 to 231. It's a wattage calculation, how much your average sort of power, it gauges your power. So for it to go up in a race and go to 231, man, if I'm at 231, I think I started this thing at like 200. Last year, I know I was under 200. I think the first time I jumped on a bike, I was in the 170s. I think last year I was 189 and now 231. So I've made remarkable strides with that. Now in the past, when I get off the bike and especially when I exert myself that much, I mean, literally you feel like throwing up. I think it was 42 minutes it took me to finish the race. I had planned to do a run after and make it a brick workout, a ride, and then a run. That was my plan that I concocted about 5 minutes before I jumped on the bike. So I had my sneakers down there. I had to get out of my bike shorts and stuff. And when I finished, I just felt like such crap after just exerting so much energy that I almost bailed on the run. But I kind of gathered myself, toweled myself off. It was just disgusting. Changed into the shorts and my sneakers and just went out for a run. And now you guys also know that I haven't been running outside lately. I've been hitting the treadmill, which is very easy when you're in the basement and I got the treadmill right there. I could just jump on the treadmill. But I said to myself, I really need this outdoor. And maybe this partially is some of the feedback I got last week, or was it early? No, over the weekend about, doing too many runs on the treadmill. And I figured I'm just going to go out and do my normal 5-mile run. It's a little more than 5 miles, which basically runs me from my house to our local running path, which is a 5K, a little over 3 miles down and back, and then back home. So it's basically a mile to the path, and then, 3 miles on the path, and then a mile home. And then there's that hill. When I first leave my house, there's that hill. And I always wonder, do I want to run the hill or do I want to walk up the hill and then run? And when I left the house, I flipped on my Garmin watch and the GPS was, and sometimes you have to wait for the GPS to be ready. The GPS was instantly ready. I said, you know what? I'm just going to run it. I'm just going to go. So I did. And when I left, I still had my bike legs. It was like everything was just feeling a little off. Everything was a little sore from the bike. I'm running a little funny. Getting up that hill was tough. And my pace was slow. But fine. I didn't care because I'm practicing for an Ironman. So, right, you exert yourself on the bike. You get off. And you don't have time. You just go. You go to the run. And I remember that first time doing that Ironman, getting off that bike and my butt was killing me and I was walking like a cowboy. And man, I remember knowing where my family was, knowing where Stephanie was and thinking, all right, I can't walk past her on the way out of the transition. I have to run because I don't want her to see me walking on mile 0. So I kind of took my time in transition, got out to the street, and just started running. And I remember feeling really bad. And I remember passing her. She said I looked great. Compared to other people, I looked fine. I looked great. I guess people were walking out of there really looking like they were in pain from the bike. So I know that this transition is tough, and I know that it can be difficult to transition from that bike but I need to practice it, right? This is why you do this. You practice. So I got up the hill, and I still felt kind of, I don't know, sore. My legs were sore. So I just kept running. I was running probably like a 10.5 to 10:45 pace, mile 1. Same thing, mile 2. I might have been a little faster mile 2 because I didn't go up the hill. I wasn't going up the hill. Mile 3, I slowed down again to like a 10:45. I hit I hit the end of the trail, which means that from then on I'm coming back home. And there's something mental about that, right? When you're doing an out and back route and you hit that out spot and you turn around, you're coming back. Now everything is going, every step you take, you're getting closer to home. So it's kind of like reeling you in. And all of a sudden my legs are starting to feel better. And I'm not breathing heavy. I feel like, I don't know, I'm like my chest is out. Like I feel confident. And I just started picking up the pace. And mile 4 was even faster. And then I hit mile 5. And I think mile 5 was sub 10 minutes. It was like 9:45 or something like that. At mile 5, I'm at the top of the hill running the last bit home, about a third of a mile. And I ran that portion at an 8-minute pace, which was super downhill, obviously. But I got home and I felt great. And it was just one of those runs, one of those workouts that when I got home, I was just like, that wasn't even that, like that wasn't hard. Like that felt great. Now I feel ready. That's the kind of workout that gives you confidence. The kind of workout that says, hey, maybe I can do this thing. Maybe I'm not in as bad a shape as I thought I was. Now, the things that are still getting me down are the occasional bad workouts, the occasional long runs that I cut short, the weight that's still hovering around 223 to 225, and I'd love to lose 10 pounds by race day. It could happen. And who knows? Who knows? Those are the factors that are like weighing on me right now. I have a 70.3 Ironman coming in like 2.5 weeks. That's going to be a good testing ground. And I think the way I'm going to kind of approach that is, in my head, I'm going to think of it as a training run. I want to push the bike a little bit because I want to see where I am. I want to see, with my FTP going up so much, and really not doing enough. I know I haven't done enough long rides. I need to see where I am. So I want to test myself a little bit on the bike and push myself a little on the bike. And if I get off the bike and I have to do a sort of a run walk on the half marathon, then so be it. I'd love to be able to run the whole half marathon, but if that doesn't happen, I'm not going to be upset. This is all for training. It's all, the big race here is this one. So I think I like where I am right now. And I think I'm feeling a little more confident, especially after yesterday. And we'll see where it goes. As far as today is concerned, another one of those weird days. I mean, yesterday, I know I talked about it on the podcast yesterday, but I got my sticker to the car. I felt good. I just cleared another thing off the stuff you need to do list. And I'm sitting there and in the living room, and the doorbell rings, and it's the Home Depot guy. Now, my mother-in-law was here a week ago, and we were in Home Depot, and she's like, you really need an umbrella for your back deck. And we do. We get like blazing sun. There's no trees in our backyard. We get blazing sun in the afternoon, and we never go outside because the sun is so intense that you can't sit there and like have dinner outside or not, which is annoying when we have a nice outdoor backyard and deck, and we never use it. So she suckered me into buying the umbrella. I bought the umbrella online. So this umbrella in the store the umbrella online was $100 less than the umbrella in the store. Yesterday I figured out why. Because the base of the umbrella wasn't included, and they just delivered me an umbrella without the base, and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? I didn't even, and there was no clear, and I should know better when it comes to Home Depot. I once bought a grill from Home Depot, spent the whole afternoon putting the thing together. And then when I finished it, I realized it was a gas grill and not a kerosene grill. Kerosene? Yeah. which then made me I had to call a plumber and have a gas line installed. Whatever. But that's the Home Depot for you. Just when you buy it online, don't expect to get like any kind of warnings or any kind of maybe it should have said, hey, you got to buy the base to the umbrella if you don't have one. That would have been nice. A little heads up there for me, but no. So now I got to go back to Home Depot and buy the base. And the whole reason I didn't buy the base was because the thing doesn't fit in the damn car. This is where I go crazy again, right? This is where I get angry. It's like you clear one thing, one stupid task from your to-do list, and all of a sudden you get another stupid task. So I don't know if I'm going to get the umbrella today. I might. I got a 1:00 meeting today with a guy named Don Cavanaugh. He's a local policeman who runs Seven Roads Media. And he's going to kind of come by the studio and check out what we have, the setup here. He's really good with video, so he's going to help me out with that and try to make sure, I know the lighting here sometimes sucks, and I feel like my basement's pretty bright, but then we have one little window, and I have a little photographer light here that sometimes I put on, sometimes I don't. But he's going to help us out. We have the green screen. Maybe he'll be able to show me how to actually use it instead of just standing in front of a green screen that I don't use. That would be pretty cool. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited because we have all these little cogs moving, learning more about the video, just doing all that stuff. I learned about putting the slideshow together and doing that, which I'm releasing. It's like right here, ready to go, guys. It's right. Maybe I'll even attach it. Maybe I'll attach it to the end of this video too. That would be pretty cool. And then I got to do my training today. I don't even know what I'm going to do today. Again, this is the way we roll. It's day by day. I want to cap off the yoga journey today. That's a definite. Cap off the yoga journey. I would love to go swimming. It's still a little bit cold outside. It's supposed to get to the 70s later this afternoon. If it does, I might go swimming because I haven't done it in like 3 or 4 weeks. That's too long. It's way too long. So like a swim and a ride today would be perfect. A swim and a bike ride. It's supposed to rain, I think, this evening. But whatever. I'm not even concerned about that. It rained a little last night. Like a little misty. It was like, and you guys know me with the rain, right? You know that if I walk out that front door and I see clouds, treadmill. Not yesterday. Yesterday, I was just that right frame of mind. And it was like I got outside. I'm like, you know what? We're going to run the hill. You know what? My legs hurt. We're still going to do the 5.5 miles, 5.3, whatever it is. You know what? If it rains, it rains. If I'm 2.5 miles away from my house and it rains, I'm going to get wet. So it's like these little things that I normally don't do or sometimes find that stupid little mental, it's easier to jump on the treadmill. Just jump on the treadmill. It's easier. And you know what happens when I jump on the treadmill is I would have only done 2 or 3 miles instead of 5. So when you run outside and you get to that, you run 2.5 miles, guess what? You got to come 2.5 miles back home. Purposely left my phone home yesterday too, so that I wouldn't make that call. And I didn't need it. I felt great yesterday on the run. So, I mean, geez, I exerted myself so hard on that bike, and then I followed it up with a good run. Yesterday was a good Ironman training day. I need more of those days. Hopefully today will be one of them. With that, I'm gonna say goodbye for today. Remember, early entry ordinary marathon opening up later today. Keep an eye out for that. You can check our discussion page. You can check our Twitter feed, either the Ord Marathoner Twitter feed or the Ordinary Race at Ordinary Race. Either one will have the details and the video. So keep an eye out. Check out our YouTube page. Hit that subscribe button for me. I really need the subscribers. I've had like 1 new subscriber in the last 30 days. It's not a good pace, but that's because I don't mention it. I don't ever mention it. I got to beg. Guys, please hit that subscribe button. My daughter would be so embarrassed. Anyway, all right. Check it out. We'll see you guys later today. Remember, every day is an ordinary day unless you make it extraordinary. So get after it.
Remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel.